So now let's have some examples in code about interface. You can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, great. So here in my abstract package, I will create an interface. Okay. Here I can say Java class. And I call it printable. Okay. As you can see here, I have some options. Either class, interface, record, enum, annotation, whatever. Like I have multiple options, not only class. Second option is interface. So this time I will select this interface option because I want printable to be an interface, not a class. Okay. So I click on interface, and as you can see here, it's exactly the same as class. Public interface printable instead of, for example, public abstract class bank here. On the, for example, public class on, for example. So the only one we did is replacing the class keyword with the interface keyword here. Okay, so this one makes this printable and interface. And as we just said, interface can hold only abstract method. So any method in an interface is abstract by default. We don't have to use the abstract keyword. And any other normal method is not allowed. So here I will make void print method, the same as the example I showed you a while ago. And then I put a semicolon, and yeah, has no problem. If I try to put a body and implementation here, it will not allow me. It will give me an error. Okay, because it's not allowed to have implementation, any implementation, okay, in interface. So here I put back this semicolon. Okay. Here I can add some more methods. I can individually, for example. I can put as many methods as I want. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 10, whatever. Okay, but for me now, only one print method is enough. Then now I will create another class, okay, that will implement this printable interface. I will call this class, I will call it paper. Okay. So here I have the paper class, okay, and I want to implement the interface. So, as we agreed, I cannot use the extends. So here, if I try to say extends printable, gives me an error. It's not allowed for me as a class to extend an interface. Okay, so how to implement this printable interface in paper class? Using the keyword implement. Instead of extend, we should use implement. So yes, implement. Okay, so paper implements printable, but still I'm getting an error. You know why?
Your body. You have a body?
Yeah, here I have body of paper class, which is empty, and the compiler expects something to put here. You know what is it?
Mm.
You remember what I told you about the contract? Like when you sign a contract, okay, you guarantee that you will employ all these points in the contract, right?
Right.
Okay, and when a class implements an interface, what does that mean? It means that this class has to override all the methods in the interface.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and here in my interface, I have only one method called print. So here in my paper class, if I override the print, this one. If I override the print method, as you can see here, the error has gone. I will just simply put the print statement saying I print on a paper. Okay, now I have no error in my class. The method inside the interface I'm implementing is already overridden. Okay. Note that if I go back here to my printable interface and I get back this get value method, okay, I will get again an error here in my paper class. Why? Because overriding only the print method, okay, is not enough. I have to override all methods in the interface. So now I have two methods instead of one. So all these two methods should be implemented here in my paper class. As long as I agreed that I will implement this interface in my class, so this class should override all the methods in the interface. So again, here I have to override the get value method. Okay, when I override the get value, okay, the error again gone. This is only to tell you the idea, okay, of the relationship between the class and interface, but I don't need this get value method here, so I delete it again.
Same thing as inheritance. Right.
Yeah, I will just remove it, okay, and the error will be gone, okay. So this is an example. Here I can create another class, okay. I will call it card, okay, and I will make this class also implements printable. Once I implement the printable, I get error because I still didn't override the method inside printable, which is print. So here I will override the print, error is gone. I will give implementation to the print method. So here I will say exactly the same statement, like I print on a card. Okay. One last class. Okay. I can do this multiple times, as many as I can. Here I will put document class. Okay. This document class will implement printable interface. So I get error because I didn't override the print. Here, when I override the print method, the error is gone. And I should put an implementation in this print body. Here, some I print Okay. Okay. So if I go to the main, what is the name? Yeah, this one. For now, comment this part so you will not get confused. And I will create an object from the paper class. I will call it P equal new paper. And then using this P object, I will call the print. Let's run and see what will happen. Yeah, I'm getting this statement. I print on a paper. The one I put here in the override in the paper class. Okay, I can do the same for cards. Cards C equal new cards, and then C dot print and document D equal new document and D dot print. If I run, again, as expected, I get I print on a paper, I print on a card, I print on a document. 3 different statements, okay, for 3 different implementations for the same method, okay, called print, which originally exists here in this printable interface. But inside the interface, there is no any implementation for this print method. I put unique implementation for this method in each class, okay, that implements the interface, like in paper or in card or in document. You understand?
Mhm.
You understand?
I know.
Okay, great. Now, what will happen if I create here new interface? I will call it parent interface. Okay. And in this parent interface, I will put a method void, okay, uh, void parent or parent method, whatever, any name, okay. And of course, this parent method is abstract, okay. This parent interface so far is not implemented by any class, right?
Mhm.
Right? We just create this interface. It's not implemented by any class. What will happen if I want to create an inheritance relationship between parent interface and printable interface? As you know, printable interface is already implemented in 3 different classes: paper, card, and document. What will happen if I make this printable extends parent interface? What will happen? Do you know?
An error.
Like we agreed that we can make inheritance relationship between 2 classes or 2 interfaces, but we cannot make the inheritance relationship between a class and interface, right?
Right.
Because the relationship between a class and interface is implement, not extend, right?
Right.
Okay, now I have two interfaces, printable and parent interface. Since they are two different interfaces, I can create an inheritance relationship between them. So here I will say printable extends parent interface. And as you can see, I'm not getting any error like before. Okay, when I tried to make printable, for example, extends Honda, gives me an error. Okay, but when I say printable extends parent interface, I have no error. Works fine. Why? Because it's allowed for an interface to inherit another. But we are not done. Still have some, related problems. Can you guess what is this related problems?
Override.
Yeah, of course, the override. Like here, printable is implemented by three different classes. Let's go, for example, to the paper class, which implements the printable interface. Before, it was happy that we just override the print method that exists in the printable. Now, again, the compiler is angry and giving us an error, telling us that we should implement or override all the methods in printable. Here in printable, we have only print, but remember that I just made a new inheritance relationship between printable and parent interface. Here in parent interface, I have another method called parent method. So printable inherited also the parent method. So this parent method, again, now it exists in the printable interface. Once it exists in this printable interface, I have to override it here again in all these classes implementing printable. So here I have to override the parent method. As you can see, once I override the parent method, the error is gone. This parent method, it originally exists in the parent interface, not in printable. But I made inheritance relationship between printable and parent interface. So now printable inherits the method parent method. And I have to override it here so the error will vanish. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I will print. This is to show you inheritance between two interfaces. For the sake of simplicity, I will just copy this method and I have to paste it here also in card, because card implements printable. So it will never be happy without this parent method here. And again, I have to do the same in documents. Then I go to my main method. I can use any of these objects of paper or card document. Okay. To call parent method. And if I run my program, oh yeah, I print on a paper, I print on a card, I print on a document, and finally get to show you in inheritance between two interfaces. So you understand?
Same thing as inheritance, really.
Like it's possible to inherit one interface into another. And like I just showed you, like printable here is a child interface of the parent interface. And once we made this parent-child relationship, so the one exists in the parent, it also exists in the child. And once interface is a contract, okay, then all classes implements this contract should override all methods inside. So overriding only the print method is not enough, but we also should override all methods that exist in the parent interface of the interface that we implement. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Have any questions so far?
It's the same thing as inheritance, really seems no difference.
Sorry?
Same thing as inheritance.
Exactly. It's an inheritance. Like the only difference here is that instead of extending two classes, you are extending two interfaces. But it's inheritance. It's not something like inheritance. No, it is inheritance.
Yeah.
But instead of inheriting between two classes, we make the same relationship, but with two different entities, okay, called interfaces. Okay? You understand?
Yeah, it's I'll send you a question.
I hope it's clear. Yeah, one. Have a question. Interface, receive. You ask, is this interface is the one the user see on the screen?
Yeah, definition.
I say definitely no. There is a difference between the programming interface and the user interface.
Oh.
Yes, user interface is the one displayable on the screen, the one the user see on the screen, the graphics that the user see on the screen. Okay, it's a completely different matter. But now we are discussing the programming interface as a programming concept in Java. So this interface is not visible at all. It's part of code, okay, that acts as a contract, as I'm telling you, that can hold only abstract methods and constants, okay, and it gets implemented by some other classes. So they are two completely different things, okay? Yeah, don't get confused. I know they both called interface, but they are completely different. You understand?
Yeah.
You're asking what is the instance where your interface is inheriting class. Interface cannot inherit or cannot extend class. Like as I showed you a while ago, printable extends parent interface. Both of them are interfaces, so I have no issues. But if I try to replace this parent interface with another class, like this Honda, I get an error. Why I get an error? Because it's not allowing me, okay, to as an interface, it's not allowed to extend class, but I can extend an interface.
Only interface allowed, right?
Only interface can extend interface. Only a class can extend the class.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The only relationship between class and interface is the implement relationship. Like here. Paper implements printable, or card implements printable. Like
Oh, so
here I cannot say card extends printable. It's not allowing me again. But it implements the printable. Okay? No interface cannot implement a class. But only class can implement interface. Because we mentioned at the beginning of our session that interface can only hold abstract methods and constants. It cannot have like implementation like this. Like I cannot print a statement like this in an interface. I cannot put any logic in my interface. Okay, I can only put abstract methods like this one, or constants like, for example, this one, int max equal 5. This one, yeah, is allowed. Interface. A class is implementing interface, not an interface implementing class. Like here in parent, if I go, for example, to parent interface, I cannot say parent interface implement. As you can see, look,
yeah.
if I'm in a class, like this document, for example, okay, once I hit I, it gives me suggestion that if I may use implements, okay, print. If I'm here in parent interface and I want to say implements, look, it's not giving me this suggestion because it's not even allowed. Implements, look, implements a class on, for example. It's not allowed. Implements printable. It's not allowed. It's not even allowed to hold any implementation. So how it will implement another interface? Of course, it's not allowed. For
Yeah.
sure, it's not allowed. Okay? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I have another part to tell you. So again, I will stop sharing.